All right, and I am going to mute you all just in case anyone else shows up. We will not be, interrupted. Hi, it's so good to see so many of you. So I'm alone in the meeting room. So I am going to take my mask off. And if anyone shows up, I will put it back on. So come to your comfortable seated position. And I want you to pay attention to which leg you sit with in front. So I am going to sit with my right leg in front because that is just how I normally start. Just wanted to see if I could get myself bigger on the screen, but I can't. Okay, so I'm going to sit with my right leg in front and then find your comfortable seat. And let's take 3 big, settling, centering breaths. So we're going to reach our arms out to the side as we breathe in, bring them up overhead. And then exhale, slowly press all that air back out. Inhale, turn your palms up, bring them all the way up overhead. And then exhale, press all that air back down. One more time, inhale, bring everything up. Hold your arms up this time and then see if you can make your spine even longer. Drop your shoulders away from your ears. And now I want you to fold forward, letting your fingers come down to the ground wherever they are. Letting your chin come towards your chest, letting your spine round. Maybe you can walk your fingers out a little bit further, maybe not. Maybe you're like, nope, not gonna happen. Now we're gonna slowly walk our hands over to the right side, looking past your right knee, feeling a gentle twist through the left side of your body. And see if you can drop some tension away from your shoulders, let your elbows sink down, and still let your head drop heavy. Breathe here. And now slowly walk back through center. Stay folded over if that's possible. And walk all the way over to the left. So now maybe your right hand can reach on top of your left hand. You're looking down past your left knee, stretching through the right side of your body. And if your right leg is in front, you might feel this more in your right hip than you did on the other side. And now walk back to center. And then slowly walk your hands back towards your legs and round up, head and neck coming up last, so that you're centering your head and neck over your shoulders. Take a breath here. Now what I want you to do is switch your legs. So now I'm going to bring my right leg in and I'm going to place my left leg on the outside. Walk your fingertips out to the side. Notice if your hips feel different, if you sit differently in this direction. And then inhale, bring your arms up overhead. Maybe there's some more space there now. Exhale, press everything down. Inhale, bring everything up overhead. Exhale, press it all down. Beautiful. Inhale, notice how your shoulder joints feel. Hold your arms up this time. Maybe you do a little side reach, like you're picking an apple off the top of a tree. And then let your fingers rain down in front of you or snow down in front of you. And then slowly walk them away from you. Bringing your chin towards your chest, let the crown of your head reach down to the ground. Breathe here. Maybe it feels a little better than last time. And now walk your hands over to the left. Looking over your left knee,
Letting your head still hang heavy. See if you can relax your shoulders. And then walk back through center, all the way over to the right. And see if you can get your left hand on top of your right hand. Deepening the twist, feeling it deeper on this side into your hip. Breathing here. Beautiful. And then come back to center. Maybe you can let your elbows make it onto the floor. Maybe you can stack your hands and let your forehead, or if you have a block or a pillow, letting your head rest all the way down. Can you feel the stretch through your spine, all the way down into your tailbone? Breathe some air into those spaces. Let your hips ground down, and then start to roll up, gently pressing yourself back up to your full seated position. Letting your head and neck come up in line over your shoulders. Turn your face to the right, looking past your right, maybe just, and look past your left shoulder. And come back to center. Drop your chin to your chest. And then look up at the ceiling, being careful with how much you bend the back of your neck. Come back down. We're going to make our way into our tabletop position. So go ahead and come forward onto your hands and knees, lining your hands up under your shoulders, your knees up under your hips. Maybe you need to do a little side to side, getting nice and centered. Think about lengthening your tailbone and reaching the crown of your head forward. So you want to turn your back into a table, a flat space. From this neutral space, we're going to drop our belly button down and then gaze up. On our exhale, we're going to bring our chin to our chest, the crown of our head all the way to the floor, pointing our tailbone down as we come into our cat spine. Inhale all the way forward. Exhale, round. One more time. Inhale all the way forward, one vertebra at a time, nice and slow tonight. And then exhale, round. You're going to come into that neutral spine. Find some space. Feel like you're lifting your chest away from the ground. We're going to reach our right arm forward. Find your balance. Reach your left leg back. Maybe you can lift it up off the mat. Return your left leg, and now return your right arm. Reach your left arm forward. Reach your right leg back. Maybe you can lift it up. And then return your right leg down and your left arm. We're going to repeat that a few more times. So inhale, reach your right arm forward. Reach your left leg back, toes on the ground or lifted. Take a breath here, balancing. And then return your left knee. Once that's on the ground, return your right hand. Reach your left arm forward. Reach your right toes back, lift your leg. Find your balance, drop your right toes, return your knee, return your left hand. One more time, reach forward with your right arm. Maybe you extend your leg back this time. And then return your leg, return your arm. Reach your left arm forward, reach your left leg back. Balance here, return your left leg, return your right leg, return your left arm. We're going to bump our hips to the right, look over our left shoulder.
Come through center, bump your hips to the left. You can do this a few times at your own pace. So maybe you want to speed it up a little bit if that feels better for you tonight. Maybe you're enjoying this nice slow motion. Beautiful. Come back to neutral. Curl your toes under. We're going to press our hips back, keeping our head and our heart lifted. Press the mat away from you. See if you can find some length in your arms, some opening in your chest. And then pull yourself back to tabletop. Press back, creeping your toes curled, feeling a stretch through the bottoms of your feet. There's some activation through your arms as you press the mat away from you. And then inhale back forward. One more time, press back. Maybe your hips are coming a little bit closer to your heels. And come forward. We're going to take our right elbow and put it right where our right hand is. We're going to take our left elbow, put it right where our left hand is. You may want to walk your knees back just a tiny little bit, and then see if you can drop your chest down to the floor. Breathing here, letting your forehead rest on the mat. A little bit, maybe you can roll your forehead side to side. Beautiful. Nice, everyone. Looking good. Okay, so from this pose, we're going to pull back up into our tabletop position, keeping our toes curled. We're going to slowly peel up to our first downward facing dog. Take your time. Bend your feet right to left, left to right. And in our down dog, we're going to check our balance again here. So if this is too much, keep both hands on the ground, but maybe you can lift your right arm up, place it down. Lift your left hand up, just an inch or two, place it down. Can you lift your right leg? And now your left leg. Did you notice how your body shifted? Both, place all four legs, place all four legs back on the ground. Find your connection with your hands and with your feet, and then let's try that again. See if you can reach and lift your right arm without moving the other three limbs of your body, and touch it back down. Engage your core, find your stability, and float your left arm up and return it back down. Lift your right leg just a little bit and return it back down. Lift your left leg just a little bit and return it back down. Nice. Now everybody lift your right leg as high as you can. Bend your right knee, and we're going to step our right foot all the way up between our hands. Lower our left knee down. We're in our low lunge. Breathe here. Inhale, come all the way up. Arms by your ears. Now pay attention, drop your shoulders away from your ears, but see if you can keep your arms lengthened. So maybe they need to be more in a Y position so that you keep your shoulders down. Nice. And we're going to bring our hands back down. We're going to gently shift our hips back, flexing our right toes, stretching through our hamstring. Nice. And then roll back forward, plant your left hand down, twist up to the right. Breathe here. Bring your right hand down, lift your left knee up, step back to downward facing dog. Take a breath here, readjust, lift your left leg up behind you. Bend your left knee, bring it all the way up between your hands, lower your right knee down. Inhale your arms up by your ears, dropping your shoulders away, squaring your hips to the front of your mat, pressing into the bottom of your left foot, into your right toes. Nice, and then float your fingers down as you gently shift your hips back, flex your left toes. Breathe here, It can be intense. You can keep your left knee a little bit bent. And then roll back forward onto your left foot. Plant your right hand. Twist up to the left. Reaching up as high as you can go. And then bring your left hand down. Lift your right knee. Step back to downward facing dog. If you need to take a child's pose in between, please go ahead and do that. Float your right leg up behind you. We're going to step our right leg to the outside of our right hand. Lower our left knee. This will feel different on the inside of your right leg. Breathe here. Nice. And if you can, you're going to reach your right arm up to the sky, coming into a twist. And then float your right leg down. Step back to downward facing dog. Lift your left leg up. Step it to the outside of your left hand. Lower your right knee. Take a few breaths here, feeling that inner left thigh start to stretch. And then when you're ready, reach your left arm up. Twisting. And then bring your left hand down. Step back to downward facing dog. Breathe here. Bring your right leg up. Step it between your hands. Maybe you want to keep your left knee lifted this time. It is optional. Inhale, bring your arms all the way up. You're in your high lunge. Think about sitting down, bending your right knee, trying to find this 90-degree angle. Beautiful. Maybe your left knee is bent a little bit. Reach up. Exhale, float your fingers down. We're going to go right into our twist. So bring your right arm up to the sky. Breathe here. And then float your fingers down. Step back to downward facing dog. Float your left leg up behind you. Bend your left knee. Come all the way forward. If you want to keep your right knee lifted, that's fantastic. Inhale your arms up to high lunge. Maybe you bend your right knee. See if you can get your hips and shoulders in one line. Breathe here. Float your fingers down. Oh, twist to the left, bringing your left arm up. Bring your left hand down. Step back to downward facing dog. So nice, everyone. We're going to walk our hands back towards our feet, coming into a forward fold at the back of our mat. Heel toe your feet to the width of your mat. Let your head hang heavy, reach for opposite shoulders, bend your knees, and see if you can find a sway side to side. It's a little different with our legs wider. And then let your fingers come back down to the mat. Slowly bend your knees, coming into your squat. So you can keep your feet on the floor or you can lift your heels up. We're going to stay here for a couple breaths. Feeling an opening through our hips. It's where we carry a lot of tension. And then bring our hands back down to the mat. Fold forward, lift your hips. Heel toe your feet back in so they're underneath your hips. And then walk back forward to your downward facing dog. Float your right leg up behind you. Step your right foot forward. Inhale up to your high lunge. Take a moment, find your balance. Square your hips. Maybe you need to drop your right hip down. Reach your left heel back, but you still want to be upright. And then fold your fingers down. Twist to the right. And bring your hand down. Step back to downward facing dog. Float your left leg up. Bend your left knee. Bring your foot all the
the way up and forward. Inhale up to your high lunge. Woo. Little wobbly, that's okay. That happens to all of us. Think about lengthening your tailbone, shifting your hips so they're both pointing forward. Your arms are lengthened. They might be out here. They might be up by your ears or somewhere in between. Float your hands back down and twist up to the left. Bring your left hand down. Step your right foot up to meet your left. You're in a forward fold at the top of your mat. Let your head hang heavy here. Sway side to side. Release your arms, and then with your knees bent, slowly start to roll up. One vertebra at a time until you are standing. Roll your shoulders back. 1, 2, 3 times. We're going to roll them forward. 1, 2, 3 times. Beautiful. Inhale, bring your arms all the way up overhead, just like when we were sitting. And then exhale, press all the air back down again. Inhale, feel your feet press into the ground as you reach your arms up. Exhale, press it all down. One more time. Inhale, reach your arms all the way up. Exhale, press it all down. I want you to shift with your arms by your side or on your waist. I want you to shift your weight into your left leg, lift your right heel up, maybe onto your right toes, and then place your right foot down, shift your weight into your right leg, lift your left heel up, maybe onto your left toe. One more time each side, checking in on your balance. And then right leg down, lift the left leg. So your toe is still on the ground. Beautiful. Facing the front of your mat. We're going to inhale, bring our arms all the way up overhead. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, lengthen your spine for a flat back. Exhale, plant your palms, step your right leg back. Breathe here. Step your left leg back. Breathe here. Lift up to downward facing dog. And breathe. Pull forward, back into plank. Drop your knees, lower your chest and chin, untuck your toes. Inhale, baby cobra. Exhale, fold back down. Press up to tabletop, curl your toes, downward facing dog. Step your left foot forward, step your right foot forward. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, press down to come all the way back up to standing, palms touch overhead. And then exhale all the way back down. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, plant your palms, step your left leg back. Take a breath. Step your right leg back to plank. Take a breath. Lift your hips, downward facing dog. Pull back forward to plank. Drop your knees, lower your chest and chin. Inhale, baby cobra. Exhale, back down, coming up through tabletop. Curl your toes, lift your hips, downward facing dog. Step your right foot forward, step your left foot forward. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, bring your arms all the way up overhead, palms touch. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, plant your palms, step your right leg back. Inhale up, high lunge. Exhale, fold forward. Step back to plank. Knees, chest, chin. Inhale, baby cobra. Exhale down. Coming back up through tabletop to downward facing dog. Step your right foot forward, step your left foot forward. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, bring your arms all the way up, palms touch. Exhale, fold back down again. We're getting nice and warm. Plant your palms. Step your left leg back. Inhale, high lunge. Exhale, fold forward. Step back to plank. Knees, chest, chin, or maybe you're ready for chaturanga. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. And pause. Step your left foot forward, step your right foot forward. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, bring your arms all the way up, palms touch. Exhale your hands down by your side. Let's do another balancing exercise. Balancing is so good for our bodies. It helps us walk. It helps us move. So shift your weight to your left leg. So we've already done lifting up to our toe. That might be where you're stopping tonight. If not, see if you can lift your right knee up. And this might be where you're like, I'm good here. If you want to go a little bit further, move into a tree pose, planting your right foot on the inside of your left thigh or your left calf, or even down on the floor at your left ankle. You're still balancing on one leg. So wherever you choose, and of course, hold on to a wall or a chair. Now think about drawing this line up through your center. So the crown of your head is reaching up as you're grounding down through that left leg. You are so strong and amazing. Maybe you're ready to reach your tree branches up into the sky. That feels good for you. Maybe it's a little windy in your room. You're going to sway side to side, or maybe you're ready to challenge yourself and close your eyes. Take 2 more breaths here, exploring your tree pose. And then we'll bring our legs so that both back on the ground. Gently find an even balance between each side so you're standing tall and secure. And now shift your weight into your right leg. Lift your left heel. Maybe you can lift your left knee up. Maybe this is where you're going to stay. Maybe you're going to bring your foot to a tree at your ankle or your calf, or all the way up to your thigh. So if your left foot is pressing against your right leg, I want you to think about pressing them against each other. So press your right leg into your left foot. Right. And now explore your tree branches. Find that length where you're lifting out of the crown of your head, nice and tall. Maybe you're catching a little breeze. Maybe you're going to try closing your eyes. This side will feel very different from the other side. One more breath here, and then both feet on the ground. Shift your weight right to left, finding your stability, giving yourself a pat on your back for testing your balance. Inhale, bring your arms all the way up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, lengthen, flat back. Exhale, plant your palms. Step back to plank. We're going to hold this plank for a couple breaths because I know you can. If it's too much, drop your lower belly engagement as you lift your hips up, coming into your downward facing dog. Let your chin come towards your chest, curling your neck in, and then lengthen it back out, seeing if you can get your ears in between your biceps. Nice. From here, you're pressing into your fingertips, into the outer edges of your hands. Float your right leg up behind you. Draw your right knee into your chest, coming into a plank. Hover here. And then float your right leg back up behind you. This time we're gonna draw our knee in, we're gonna hover, and then float your right foot up between your hands. And if you have to use your right hand to help you get your right foot up there, that is okay. Breathe here. Turn your left heel down, reach your arms out and up, coming into your warrior one. Straighten your front leg, square your hips as much as you can, and then bend your right knee again. From this warrior one, we're gonna float our hands down, reaching them behind us. If you like the feeling of interlacing your fingers, you can go ahead and do that, opening through your chest, or you can reach your hands back, whichever one feels best for you tonight. And from here, we're gonna start to lean forward, extending ourselves out, out, out. Maybe your right shoulder comes onto your right thigh. The crown of your head can go down to the ground. Your arms can reach up behind you, coming into your humble warrior. Inner thighs are working, helping you balance. Breathe here. And then come all the way back up to your warrior one. Straighten your front leg. Come back into your warrior one. We're gonna turn into our warrior two. Not like that, I just did that so you can see me. From your warrior two, we're gonna straighten our right leg and turn our right palm up, exhale back, coming into a peaceful triangle. Keeping your arms, your legs straight, reach your right arm forward and see if you can bring it down to your shin or a block or the floor, coming into your triangle pose. Left arm reaching up. Nice. And then from here, we're gonna bend our right knee, keeping your hand on the floor or maybe sliding your forearm onto your right thigh. And then cartwheel yourself down, step back to plank, go through your version of your vinyasa, knees, chest, chin, or chaturanga and upward facing dog. And we will all meet in our downward facing dog. Beautiful. Float your left leg up behind you. Draw your left knee into your chest, hover here. Float your left behind you. Draw your left knee into your chest, and then bring your left foot up between your hands. Turn your right foot down, pressing into the outer edge of your right feet. Reach your arms out and up, coming into your warrior one. Straighten your left leg, square your hips as much as you can. Bend your left knee back into your warrior one. You're pressing into the outer edge of your right foot. Bring your hands behind you, either straight back or interlaced. If you're gonna interlace them, maybe you can put the other hand on top. And then exhale. Extend towards your left knee and the crown of your head down to the ground. Reaching your arms up behind you if that's available. Breathe here. And then reaching out in front of you. Come all the way back up to warrior one. Straighten your left leg. Exhale back to warrior one. Open into your warrior two. Arms are at shoulder height. Straighten your left leg, turn your left palm up. Exhale back, peaceful triangle. From here, keeping your legs straight, bring your arms out. Reach your left hand towards your left shin, ankle, or the floor in front of your left leg. Reaching your right arm up to the sky. Turning your heart so that it's facing outwards. Breathe here. And now bend your left knee, keeping your hand on the floor or sliding your Left forearm onto your left thigh. Keep reaching your right arm up. Nice. And then cartwheel yourself down. Step back to plank. Go through your version of your vinyasa. And we will meet in downward facing dog. Pedal your down dog out. Maybe take a child's pose. Bending your legs deeply. Maybe you're shifting your hips around. Nice. Float your right leg up behind you. Draw your right knee towards your right elbow. Hover here. Reach your right leg back up behind you. Draw your right knee to the center of your chest. And then slide your right foot up between your hands. Turn your left heel down, pressing into the outer edge of your left foot. Reach your arms out, coming all the way up to your warrior one. Straighten your right leg, adjust your feet if you need to. Shift your hips, make sure your weight is even in both legs, and then bend your right knee, coming back into your warrior one. Bringing your hands behind you, interlace your fingers or keeping them straight. Take a little back bend, and then exhale, fold forward. Bringing your right shoulder to your right knee, the crown of your head down to the ground. Breathe here. Release the grip. Reach your arms all the way down and up. Back into your warrior one. Straighten your right leg. Bend back down. Open into your warrior two. Breathe here. Straighten your right leg, turn your right palm up, exhale back, peaceful triangle. Maybe you bring your left hand all the way around your back to your right hip. Come back through, keeping your arm behind you, reach your right hand down to your shin or your ankle or the floor, coming into a half bound triangle. Breathe here. Bend your right knee. And look at that. You're in a half bind, opening your heart, smiling, breathing here. And we're going to come back up to our warrior two. Straightening our right leg, turning our toes to the long side of our mat, bring our palms to touch overhead, turn our heels in, and come down into a wide-legged squat, bringing our hands to heart center. Breathe here, press into all four sides of your feet. If your knees are coming in, think about lifting up and opening your thighs. Beautiful. One more breath here, and then straighten up, arms overhead. Exhale back to warrior two towards the front of your mat. Cartwheel your hands down, step back to plank, go through your version of your vinyasa, and we will meet in child's pose. Can you not hear me? Okay, we're okay. Okay, can you all put it in the chat if you're having a problem? So back in downward facing dog. Lift your left leg up behind you. Draw your left knee to the outer edge of your left elbow. Reach your left leg up behind you. Draw your left knee to the center of your chest. Step your left foot forward. Breathe here. Turn your right heel down, press into the outer edge of your right foot. Reach your arms out, coming up into your warrior one. So nice. Straighten your right leg. Bend your right knee. Bring your hands down behind you. Interlace your hands, opposite thumb on top. As you hinge forward, melt forward, bringing your left shoulder to your left knee, crown of your head to the ground. Breathe here, humble warrior. Release your hands, bend back down, open into your warrior two. Straighten your left leg, turn your left palm up, exhale back, peaceful triangle. Maybe you can bring your right hand behind your waist. And then as you reach forward with your left arm, bringing your left hand down to your ankle or your shin, opening your heart up in this half bound triangle. And then bend your left knee, coming into a half bind here. Beautiful. We're going to release the half bind, coming back into warrior two. Straighten your left leg, turn your toes to face the long side of your mat, palms touch overhead. Bring your heels in, and then bend your knees, coming into a wide squat or a goddess pose. Bring your thumbs to your heart center if you can. If not, hands on your waist is fine. Maybe you can sit a little bit lower this time. Maybe it feels good for you to do a little sway side to side. And then press your palms back up to the ceiling, opening back into warrior two. Cartwheel your hands down, step back to plank, go through your version of your vinyasa, and we will meet in downward facing dog. So nice, everyone. Take another breath. And then lower your knees down to the mat, open them to mat's width, press back to child's pose. Reach your arms forward, let your forehead come down to the mat. Find a stretch through your side body. And then sweep your hands out to the sides and let them come back behind you. If you can, turn your palms up to the ceiling. This signals to your body to relax, so your shoulders relax. And then your hands under your shoulders and gently press yourself back up. Roll to one side so that you can extend your legs out in front of you. So we're going to sit up nice and tall in our staff position. I'm going to turn to face you all. We're going to draw our right knee in. We're going to start by sitting here, holding gently onto the shin with both hands. I want you to bring your shoulders up to your ears and then drizzle them down away from you. Nice. Breathe here. Look over your left shoulder. Look over your right shoulder. Come back to center. We're going to take our left elbow. We're going to hook it on our right knee. And now we're going to swim our right arm behind us, looking further over our right shoulder, coming into this twist. Breathe here. Keeping your spine nice and tall. Come back to center, both hands on your shin, and then let your right knee open to the side. So you're going to plant your right foot like you're in tree, but we're sitting. Reach your arms up overhead. Look to the left. Notice if that affects your balance. Look to your right. Come back to center. Gaze up. Exhale. Gaze past your toes as you reach forward. Letting your fingers fall wherever they may. Bring Bringing your chin in towards your chest, letting your head come down. So nice. Breathe here. Now, if you can, take your right hand and place it somewhere on your left leg. And now take your left hand and place it on top of your right leg. Did you notice your balance shift without those arms out there to help support you? Take another breath here, and then slide your hands as you start to roll back up to seated. Bring your right knee up and slowly nice and tall. Inhale, bring your arms up overhead. Exhale, press the air away from you. Think about balancing on your hip bones. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, press away. Inhale, reach up. And exhale, your hands come down. We're going to slide our left foot in. Place both hands on your left shin. Look over your right shoulder. Come through center. Look over your left shoulder. Come back to center. Take the crook of your right arm, hook it around your left knee, and then swim your left arm behind you, twisting your torso to look over your left shoulder. Nice. Feeling your organs twist on the inside. It's like you're wringing them out like a washcloth. It's very good for you. And then come back to center. Let your left knee open to the side, placing your right foot against your left foot against your right inner thigh. Nice. Reach your arms up. Find your balance. I know you're seated, but you still have to find your balance. Look to the right. Look to the left. Back to center. Look up. And then exhale, fold forward. Bring your chin to your chest, let your shoulders relax. Can you bring your right hand to your right leg? Place your left hand on top of your right. Nice. And then slowly roll all the way up. Bring your left knee back up. We're going to slide both feet onto the mat. Start to lower your torso down, coming onto your forearms behind you if that's comfortable. Bring your feet in a little bit. Can you lift your heels up, balancing on your hip bones? Can you lift your right foot and then tap it down? Lift your left foot and tap it down. So even with all of these touch points on the ground, we can still feel wobbly with our balance. Once more, each leg. And then let your entire foot contact the ground and slowly roll the rest of your torso down onto the mat. Walk your feet in so you can tickle your heels, pressing the palms of your hands into the mat. We're going to come into a bridge pose. So start by pressing your feet down, lifting your hips and your lower back, your middle back, your upper back. Bringing your chest towards your chin as you reach your chin up to the ceiling. We're lengthening out our spines. And then reverse, lowering down one vertebra at a time. Nice and slow. Until your whole spine is back on the mat. Tick-tock your knees or windshield wiper your knees left to right. And then bring your feet back.
Maybe this time you want to try robot arms, which is optional. You can also keep your hands on the ground as they were before. And we're going to press into our feet, come back into our bridge pose. So lifting your tailbone, your lower back, your middle back, your upper back, getting up onto your shoulders. Chest to chin, chin up to the ceiling. You should be able to see your belly rise and fall as you breathe. Think about squeezing a block between your legs so that your knees are tracking towards your big toe. And now lower down one vertebra at a time. And let your legs windshield wiper side to side. Massaging through your hips and your lower back. We're going to do one more bridge pose. This is the challenging one. Try it if you want. Otherwise, you have your hands on the mat, you have your hands in robot arms, or you can try reaching your arms up to the sky, testing your balance. Press your feet into the ground and start to lift your hips one vertebra at a time, coming all the way up into your bridge pose. Make sure your knees are tracking forward. You're squeezing an imaginary block between your legs. Breathing here. One more breath and then lower down nice and slow, one vertebra at a time. And let your legs windshield wiper right to left, left to right. From here, we're going to bring our knees into our chest. And then if you can, flex your feet and reach them up to the ceiling. Your legs do not need to be straight. So the idea is just to get your feet up above your heart. This is a very gentle inversion. So we're reversing the blood flow. If you're near a wall, you can absolutely scoot over to the wall and let your feet do legs up the wall. Taking a few more breaths here. Your arms can be out in T. You can have one hand on your belly, one hand on your heart. And now bend your knees, bringing them back into your chest. Wrap your arms around your shins, gently rock side to side. Maybe your feet are a little tingly. And then reach for the outer edges of your feet, if you can find them, or your ankles, and come into a happy baby where you're pressing the soles of your feet up to the sky. You're bringing your knees towards your armpits. Breathing here, you should feel a gentle, nice feeling in your lower back. Maybe you like to rock side to side. Maybe you hold on to your big toes and you stretch one leg and then the other, or both at the same time. Maybe this isn't for you at all and you're going to choose something completely different, which is absolutely 100% okay. If there's anything else that you feel that your body needs, we're going to do one more thing, sorry. So slide your left leg out, draw your right knee into your chest, and then gently bring your right leg across your body. Extend your right arm out, coming into a reclined twist. So we'll do this reclined twist on both sides, and then we'll move into Shavasana. So if there's something between that you would like to experiment with or explore, absolutely do that. And now roll back onto your back, switch knees, bring your left knee in, extend your right leg out, and bring your left leg across to the right, extend your left arm, look over towards your left palm. Breathing here. And now come back to center. Hug everything into one tiny little ball. Squeeze and then release, making your way into your Shavasana, extending your legs away from you, extending your arms away from you. Maybe you need to roll around a little bit, shift a little bit, but find your way into a comfortable position on your back. If it's comfortable for you, let your eyes close. Take a big inhale, breathe in deeper, and then exhale it all out. One more time, big, long inhale, breathe in, and then let your breath slow down. Let your body move into stillness. We'll rest here for 3 minutes. Start to slowly deepen your breath. Let your head rock gently side to side. Reach your arms up overhead. Take a big stretch if that feels good for you. And then slowly roll onto one side. Take your time if you're at home. There is no need to come out of this at this time. When you're ready, make your way into a comfortable seated position or stay where you are and enjoy the rest, enjoy the relaxation. Otherwise, bring your hands all the way up, palms to touch, bringing your hands down to heart center.
honoring yourself, thanking yourself for taking this time out, for attending to you and your needs. I thank you all for allowing me to share this practice with you. Namaste.